Welcome guys, welcome to the AS Clemore YouTube channel. Today is going to be the first, well it's just a bit of a tester I suppose, of a football recap video. Now, the other night, Chelsea played Norwich, obviously Chelsea being my team, the team I support, and I know many others do, against Norwich, who are in the Championship now. Chelsea are... So look, Chelsea are currently standing 4th in the Premier League. Oops, apologies. With 25 goal difference, as opposed to Liverpool, who are in 3rd with 26 goal difference, which is why they're above us. We're both on 47 points. If I quickly have a look at the Championship, apologies for the loud noises. Norwich are sitting 13th, so this should have been... Before I get into that, I just want to make a quick announcement. I'm recording a few videos today. When I say a few, I mean like 5, if I manage to record them all. There'll be a football agent roleplay 5. I know what I'm doing for that, so I'll be recording that straight after this one. A new series starting, which isn't a agent roleplay, something a little bit different, still football related, still sort of like an aspect of football that not many people really know about. So that one should be fun to make. If you're watching this now, be sure to look out for that in the coming like 3, 4, maybe 5 days. So I'm going to start scheduling these out a little bit. Also, before I release it, I want to make a shout out. I'm going to be doing a, what do you call it? I can't think of the word. It will come to me at some point. But anyway, got a can of Coke. Going to be sipping on this. I haven't slept in 24 hours. It's not bad going. I went to get to sleep at about 11 o'clock last night. Didn't end up sleeping. It's now 10 o'clock the next morning and I still haven't gone to sleep. In good news, I completed Horizon Zero Dawn. If you've been watching my streams, my FIFA streams and my Horizon Zero Dawn streams, you'll know that it's a long game and it takes forever. So I completed the main campaign. Secondly, if you haven't already followed me on Twitter, please go and follow me over on Twitter. I've made a ASMR. I should be doing this a bit more ASMR like, shouldn't I? Sorry. Go follow my ASMR channel. It's just at AS Clemore. Nothing too spectacular. I follow back everyone that follows me at the minute because there isn't that many people that follow me. Conspiracy theories. That's the word I was looking for. I've got a book on conspiracy theories, and someone left a comment in one of my videos the other day in one of my live streams saying, can I do conspiracy theories? And I said to them I'd shout them out if when I do it. However, I've forgotten who asked me to do it in the first place, because obviously I have to delete the videos once they've been processed onto YouTube, because you just get copyright strikes galore on FIFA. So I had to delete it, and now I can't remember who said it. So if you're one of the people watching and you requested that video, be sure to just mention it in the comments and I'll write you down, and I'll give you a shout out when it comes to recording that video. If you don't comment or anything, I'll just record the video and then put you in a little comment or favourite your comment. You know what I mean, pin the comment. Anyway, getting into it. The reason why you're here is because the Norwich and Chelsea recap. Now, from a Chelsea fan perspective, it might come across a little biased. Well, it won't, in fact, because I think we did awful. We played really, really badly, which seems to be the going at the minute with Chelsea. We seem to be drawing too many games. We're not playing proper football. We're just sort of giving it a half-hearted go, trying to get things done, if that makes sense. We're not really. Again, I'm just talking. I should be like soft-spoken this, right? Right, I'm going to calm down a little bit. We're not really going for the win. We just seem to be playing a bit meh. So the lineup, we had Willy Caballero in goal, we had, I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. I won't be able to recall Norwich's. We had David Luiz, Ampadu, and Azpilicueta. Yep, that seems about right. With Zappacosta and who do we have left back? Alonso. We had Alonso left back with centre mids of Bakayoko, Drinkwater. Someone else. Kennedy. No, Kennedy started left wing with Pedro right wing, Batshuayi up front. We had someone else in centre mid. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was the lineup for Chelsea. I can't remember who we had in centre mid. I'm hoping it mentions someone. No, anyway. So into the first half. We started off relatively well. We had many attacking chances as usual, but with the likes of Batshuayi on the pitch, they just weren't getting on target or no proper clear-cut chances. Batshuayi at the minute has been playing for us poorly, and so has Morata. Been poor in front of goal, which is why we're looking at a hold-up player, so a big target man up front in the likes of Andy Carroll, but he's now fractured his leg or foot, so we're no longer after him. And apparently we've inquired for Peter Crouch, which isn't good, because I'm sorry, we need to be looking at a proper strike. I mean, it's Chelsea at the end of the day. They've got money to spare. Why don't just go and buy a decent striker, splash the cash. Get Benzema. Get the likes of Aubameyang, who's probably going to go to Arsenal at the minute. But besides the point, you've got people like Immobile, Higuain, people like that we could probably go for, but they just choose not to. But anyway, getting into it. Around the 20th minute, Danny Drinkwater had a strike from outside the box and it hit the crossbar. Keeper saved it onto his crossbar. It was a very good save from the keeper. I don't think if he had to got that slight little touch on it, it'd have probably just gone in. But yeah, that's about as close as we got in the first half. And the same happened for Norwich. I think they hit the crossbar or hit the post at some point in the first half. But going into the first half 0-0 wasn't good. But the second half, it all kicked off on the 45th minute and the next 45. That was a joke about kicking off to start. Yeah, whatever. I'm far too tired for this, as you can probably tell by my voice. But yes, on the 55th minute, Kennedy ran up the wing, got past the right back of Norwich, crossed it in fairly close to the 6-yard box, and Batshuayi tapped it in. It's a very well worked goal, to be fair. Batshuayi had been missing many chances all game. His touch had looked poor, but I think that was the one point in the game where he thought, you know what, I'm just going to take a moment, I'm going to go for it. Made that gamble on going past the defender, because if he'd have cut it back, he'd have been in no man's land. But he made that gamble to go behind the defender and tap it home. It was a very good finish in all fairness, because it was fizzed across to him. That being said, just trying to remember what else happened. Yeah. So yes. So just before I think it was on the 75th or 80th minute, Willian had ran into the box, got tackled unfairly, I believe. I believe it was completely unfair. There was definite contact made, and obviously fell over in the box, and it should have been a penalty. To which the ref then booked Willian and said he was diving. So these FA Cup matches have been the first to, this year of FA Cup, has been the first to introduce VAR, or what's known as VAR, which is video assistant referee. I think or video analysis referee. It's definitely assistant. Video assistant refereeing, which basically means it's similar to like rugby and cricket and tennis. If you're unsure about a decision, it will go to people who have got replays. They'll watch the replay and they'll make a decision based on that, right? Which is fair enough. Willian argued his case so much that it was a penalty. Now, in that circumstance, if I was the referee, I'd be like, look, if you're debating it that much, the ball had gone out of play by this point, so it wasn't as if play had continued. Because obviously he'd booked him, he'd pulled him up for the foul. Now, at that point, if they really were arguing that case, they were even asking for the VAR, which is what it's there for. It's there to assess a situation that may or may not give advantage to a team, if that makes sense. So in that situation, I'd have gone, you know what, take a couple of seconds, ask the VAR what they think, and then give the decision based on that, because the game's now stopped. But instead, he gave the free kick in the opposite direction and booked Willian for diving. 1 of 3. Now, 90th minute, 4 minutes added time. That's how long. Now, for some unnecessary reason, he went way past the 4-minute mark, in which Norwich decided they wanted to equalise with a very, very good goal, in all fairness. I think the Chelsea team had just stood still, thinking that when they'd cleared it, it was just the ref was going to blow his whistle. But no, it fell to a Norwich player who then pumped the ball into the box, and a very nice header, to be fair to him. It was a really good goal, no taking that away from them. But they'd worked that into top right hand corner and onto extra time. Now, this is where things got even more interesting. Nothing in the first half extra time to note. 117th minute, so 3 minutes before the end of the match. It was about when? No, the first half extra time, I believe. Pedro dived. Again in the box. It was a clear dive. Why did it? I've got no idea. He was losing possession of the ball. He pretended that the keeper had tripped him up and dived. Got a yellow card for it. Game moved on. 117th minute. Pedro goes in for the most reckless challenge I've ever seen a right winger go in for, and decided to absolutely crop a guy. And second yellow, sent off. 117th minute. Brilliant. Just what we need. One man down. We're chasing a win against a championship team that's currently 13th. And we're sitting 4th or 5th of the Premier League. Not what we should have been doing. 120th minute, Batshuayi has already been subbed off and Morata is now playing. 120th minute, Morata decides he wants to dive in the penalty area. That was probably the most controversial of the decisions. Well, the first dive, being Willian, was probably the most controversial because it was a penalty. It should have been a penalty. He didn't even go to VAR, didn't give the penalty. But that being said, the game had played on. Football goes on. Morata, Norwich centre-back, placing his hands all over Morata in the box, goes down a bit too easily for my liking. I think a striker of his calibre, he's in this goal drought at the minute. He needs to be proving himself, playing well. And in that instance, I think as a player, he needed to have, pushed past it, scored a goal, and proper proving himself. But no, he just has to go down a little bit easy. Ref doesn't buy it. I don't buy it. Commentators don't buy it. Yellow card. But because he's had hands on him, and because he feels like he's been pushed or pulled or dragged to the floor, he gets up in a bit of a rage. Argues with the referee, which, as we all know, this year, and I think it was last year, it was introduced that a yellow card straight away for arguing with the ref. No dissent, nothing. Calmly have a discussion with him. I'm pretty sure that's fine. If you get up and you shout at a ref, you abuse the ref, that's it, it's yellow card. So what does Morata go and do? Stands up, has to go at the ref. Second yellow, red card. Yellow card for diving, yellow card for dissent. See you later, mate. 121st minute that was, so that was 1 minute into added extra time. Willy Caballero in goal hasn't played a game all season. To note anyway, not a proper game, I don't think, unless he's played against like Brighton or one of the lower down teams in the Premier League, or any of the other FA Cup matches, which is highly likely. Steps up in goal. Saves the first penalty. I was quite happy. I'm not actually watching anything. I'm just trying to recall it. So I'm looking at sort of what the result was on penalties and whatnot. I'm very tired, as you can see, hence I'm getting a little bit sleepy. So I apologise for that. I just wanted to sort of make this video and get it out. Yes, saves that penalty. Then every single person that takes a penalty scores after that, which means, you know, save a penalty, Chelsea score a penalty. Score. Chelsea need to score this for automatic win. Hazard goes and scores it. Ends up 5-3 on penalties to Chelsea. So, a very, very, very lucky break for us in the FA Cup. Third round? I want to say third round. Yeah, third round. And it was the replay, because we'd already drawn to them a couple of weeks before. Pardon me. Which is, again, outrageous. We shouldn't have drawn in the first place. This was at Stamford Bridge and we still drew 1-1. I'm looking forward to see who's going to come in the January transfer window. We've already signed Ross Barkley. My personal thoughts is he's going to do excellent. We need a cam. We haven't got one. I know we don't really play that formation very often with an attacking midfielder. But if the moment arises, if the team is in need, at the end of the day, he can still play centre mid. It's not going to make too much difference. He'll just drift forward a little bit. He's still young. He needed to get out of Everton while he can. He abused Everton's medical team because, to be fair to them, from what I've heard, they have a very, very good medical team. So Chelsea have said to them, look, save, because he was meant to come in the summer. They said, hang back a little bit. You haven't passed your medical. You've got this sort of injury. We know you've got this sort of injury. So go to Everton, heal, recover from this injury, which he took a good couple of months to heal from this injury. So it must have been a bit of a bad one. Never played a game for them. January came, snap him up. Now that he's fully fit, fully recovered, and we'll have him. So I think it's a good bit of business. We got him for £20 million less than what we bidded for him in the January transfer window, summer transfer window. And so I think it's a great bit of business on our part. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a few more players in. Next in the FA Cup, let's see who we've got. So the new FA Cup fourth round, we have Hull City versus Nottingham Forest, because if you don't know, I'm from Nottingham and I've played for Nottingham Forest, so they're my home team, if that makes sense. They're the people around me, although I don't really support them too much anymore. Chelsea, my club, have got Newcastle on the 28th. That's going to be a tough one. From seeing how unless we perform exceptionally against Newcastle or against our opponents in between at the Newcastle game, and we really start to pick up our form, I highly doubt we're going to do too well in that. But yeah, thank you for watching. That was just my recap on the Norwich game. I'm probably going to be doing this with a few of the Premier League teams come a weekend or every fortnight, just recap a few of the good games. Bit sort of like match of the day style. Yeah, I don't think it's been too bad. I've been really sleepy, so I expect a little bit higher quality in terms of the ASMR and the production and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, follow me on Twitter, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.